Here at July 5, we're starting a question minute where we answer one question that we see that comes up often that we think would be helpful for you guys to have the answer to in video form, because usually we watch a lot of videos to get the information that we're looking for, and so we figured that you guys will probably watch videos to get the information that you're looking for too. So we're starting out this series and we're going to start with our first question. The first question that we have is there a buy now, pay later option when choosing an e-commerce platform to build on? And so the fast answer to that is no. There is no buy now, pay later option where you can just hold off payment for an entire year. There are different payment options where you can do monthly payment, which is just paying the full amount in 12-month increments. Sometimes this can mean that you're paying a little more, but the fact that you only have to pay a little bit at a time can be helpful for you and your budget. Another thing that you can think of is if you do take the route of doing an custom e-commerce website, you work with an e-commerce design agency like us or somebody else, you could possibly work out an equity contract where you kind of buy now and pay later. And that contract is when two people decide that for the work that I'm going to do, I'm going to take a small part of your business. A lot of times you see this on Shark Tank and it goes with investing money, but this can also work with investing time, resources, services, things of that nature. And so you could work out a contract with an e-commerce design agency where you basically say that you will give a certain percentage of your business, the back end of your business, your profit, to this company for the work that they do. There are some pros and cons to this. It does sound scary, I know, but a lot of people have done it. And so I want to list some of the pros and some of the cons that I can think of when I think of this type of agreement. Some of the pros that I can think of is you get your problem solved. You can buy now and pay later. And that feels good because a lot of times we don't have the initial money to put into our businesses the way we would want to. A lot of us are bootstrapping our businesses, so we don't have that seed money that a lot of people talk about. And I think that's a good thing, but you know, it can still put you in a predicament with the resources that you have available to you. Another pro of this is that there's more investment from the agency side because they want you to succeed just as much as you want to succeed. Your success equals payment for them. So they're going to be super invested in making sure that your site and that you have all that you need to be successful and to grow your business so that they can see a return on their investment of time and resources into you. So I think that that's really good. Not to say that people aren't generally invested in your success, but I think that when you add dollars behind it, there is a greater amount of investment that they have in you succeeding and you doing well and being well. So I think that's another thing to consider. I think another thing is that you get what you want sooner. Sometimes we have these ideas and we sit on them for a long time and then we get unexcited about them. Unexcited about what they could do or be, and then we kind of just let them die and fizzle. When you're able to do an agreement like this and get the product out sooner, you're able to optimize on that momentum that you have, that excitement that you have about your business, about what it could be, and you're able to put it out there for people to see. And a lot of times that's like the first thing is just shipping a thing, just putting the product out there, just putting your website out there. So I think it is a great thing to be able to do, to have an equity agreement with a design agency that will just help you to ship the thing that you want to ship sooner and faster to people. And then you can kind of worry about how you're going to reverse engineer, how you're going to work all these other things out. But as you can suspect, there are some cons to this. A con that I could say is that someone owns a part of your business. That can be tough. Sometimes we have to sit with that one. like I said earlier, your business is your baby, or your business is the thing that you're most excited about. And to give somebody a portion of that you may feel like didn't necessarily earn that because they didn't come up with the idea with you, or they didn't strategize in the wee hours of the night of how to do it with you, that could be really, really, really hard. But you can also do it in a way where it's not like they're taking a bunch of money. But that's the same thing what we run into when we get investors into our business. So instead of looking at this design agency as an agency, you're now going to have to start to look at them as an investor. Do you want to be in business with them for the long term? I think that is something that you can consider, because they're going to, want to know how things are going with your business. They're going to want to know your profits and your losses and different things, because they have an investment in you being successful and them being successful through you. I think another con is that it could mean more money on the back end than you would have paid up front. And I just think that that's usually what happens when we buy now and pay later. A lot of times the pay later is pay more, but the idea of it being in the future feels a little better to us. It feels like something that we can grab a hold of and be comfortable with. And so understanding that is that you may, if a company asks for 10% equity in your company or in your profits, and you have an amazing year, which we hope that you do, you sell millions of dollars, then you may end up giving them a lot more money than you would have gave them to begin with. So I think those are just some of the things to consider when we're thinking about buy now, pay later options as it pertains to your business, as it pertains to e-commerce. And I hope that this was helpful. If it was, leave a comment below. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment. We want to get to all of your questions and answer them quickly for you. So we look forward to seeing you again.